Welcome to Bloodbath and Beyond. Today we review The Green Inferno, where your fear will eat you alive.
Written and directed by Eli Roth, starring Lorenza Izzo, Sky Ferreira, Kirby Bliss Blanton, Nicolás Martínez, Ariel Levy, and Daryl Sabara, The Green Inferno is about a bunch of activists that want to go down and help the last tribe in the Amazon. Unfortunately, a series of events leads to these activists not being who they say they are, and their plane crashes. Now they're stuck with a tribe of cannibals that are trying to eat them. Now, before we go into likes, I do want to preface this with saying we are part of Eli Roth's Crypt TV network, but it will have no bearing on our review of The Green Inferno. Now, what do we like?
This story was fantastic. I really like what Eli did here because he played not just on ideals and activisms and people's rights. He touched on social media and how it impacts. And the story itself, there was humor, there was suspense. He had everything in this film.
A big undertone of this movie is the fact that everybody wants to go and do something, but they don't want to go head on with it. They want to do as little as possible to help whatever they're trying to help. In this case, it's to save a tribe, yet they're out of there immediately once they have their iPhone video uploaded to Twitter. That's it, that's all they care about. So essentially, Eli is laughing in the face of these slacktivists, and he's just fucking getting them brutally killed.
And just the play of the genre, how he executed it, because it is realistic to the old style of cannibal movies that we've seen from the 70s and 80s, but it's also an homage or a satire to it with the humor and the way he played it out with the characters and the tribe.
A lot of people are calling this almost like a ripoff of Cannibal Holocaust. It is not a ripoff of Cannibal Holocaust. It is definitely paying homage, and it's great. It's done very, very well, and I think a big part of that is the fact that Eli did go into the jungle with his crew and use real tribespeople. Well, we can understand this is a movie, and these are not actually how these tribespeople live on a day-to-day basis. So no, this is not a racist movie, like a lot of people and protesters have been saying for the last 2 years to halt its release date. It's genuine. There are genuine things about this movie where you have real tribespeople making real dishes the way that they would and interacting with certain environmental pieces that you don't see in American cinema.
All the characters really did have genuine reactions. Lorenza Izzo, who is actually Eli Roth's wife, she plays the lead in this film, Justine, and the way that she reacted to every situation, you could really see the emotion in her eyes.
Her beautiful, beautiful eyes.
The way Eli framed it, it was perfect because you could just really get into what the character's feeling.
Another way that Eli was able to capture the realism or to give you the kind of that, build up that tension is some of his camera work. It's not always the best. So a lot of shots are out of focus. A lot of shots are shaky. Because he is working with 50 to 60 tribes people, you can feel the sense of urgency that some of these cinematographers need to go through to try and get some shots. And whether they're out of focus on purpose, who knows? But they're definitely kind of running around trying to get the shot because this is the kind of thing that's only gonna happen once. It might be a downfall and it might be a dislike for a lot of people because there is a lot of shaky cam, but I really feel that it was done on purpose to get that genuine sense of urgency.
Because if you think back to Cannibal Holocaust, we poked fun of how the tribespeople acted because they're not actors. When you get one chance to take a shot, you take it regardless of how good it turns out because it's never going to happen again.
Now, with all that aside, let's get into what everybody is really going to The Green Inferno for. And it is the gore, the Eli Roth charm. If you want good gore, it is there. And it looks fucking awesome.
You can see these clean cuts from each body part being taken off. It was just really well done.
Now it's time for our dislikes. If I have a dislike, it's going to be on the practical effects. It's not that they weren't done well, but I think that the majority of the people going into The Green Inferno are expecting them from the beginning of the movie to the end of the movie. They are spaced out that if you aren't completely engaged with the story and you're going in just for gore's sake, you're going to be disappointed. It is good when it gets there, so hold out and just watch the movie.
There's a deeper meaning behind it. It's kind of subtly placed in there, so if you're not paying attention to the story, you are gonna miss something and you may be bored. I was engaged in this film, and I just feel a lot of people are going to take it the wrong way. It's just without that throw it in your face, this is what we're doing. People are going to miss it and they're going to complain about it.
Now it's time for our final thoughts and ratings. I thought The Green Inferno was an absolute blast. It was a really fun movie from beginning to end. It isn't as gory as everybody thinks it's going to be, but the gore is there, and when it's there, it's awesome. It's really entertaining. There's a lot more humor involved than I thought there would be, which was actually a nice play on the whole genre, especially when it comes to cannibalism. It paid perfect homage to Cannibal Holocaust and Ferox and all that. And I just think Eli nailed it, especially using the tribes people and getting the actors to act so genuinely, and of course, how genuinely the actors acted. I thought everybody did a great job while doing this film, so I'm gonna give this 4.5 waking up in a canoe like, what the fuck, out of 5.
For me, The Green Inferno was a great film. I was engaged, I was entertained, I laughed, I cringed. It had everything. The characters were authentic, both tribesmen and the actors themselves. They really got into the characters, delivered their lines, and delivered their emotions. And Eli nailed some great points in the stories with real modern day issues. So that being said, I'm gonna give this 4 Jack Sparrow doppelgangers out of 5.
As always, thank you for watching. Like this video, and if you've seen The Green Inferno, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If not, let us know your favorite cannibal movie. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel to stay updated with our reactions, reviews, and games of What Would You Do. The What Would You Do for this one is coming up on Friday.